Live. Awesome, awesome. Hi, Michelle Jones. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a naturopath, herbalist, wellness entrepreneur. Great view. I love this place. I love being able to share with you the view here. Okay, so we got a lot of comments on my burn video and photo. And I wanted to thank everyone because, sorry, let me just change the setting of one of my streams here. Okay, cool. All right. So bear with me. Done. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so I just wanted to say thank you to all of you that have given your suggestions, sent comments on my video on my burn. And I wanted to give you an update as well as give some comments on the messages that I received. So, update is the covering, the bandaging of my burn with honey and aloe vera and that paper towel worked amazingly well. Bandaging it with the cling wrap as well was even better. The problem with keeping it bandaged is it does get itchy. I mean, if you remember having a wound and when your wound starts healing, it gets really, really itchy. It gets even worse with a burn because I guess the whole area becomes too dry. So, constantly changing that bandage and keeping it moist is really important. I did keep it, leave it open last night because I just wanted it to breathe. And when you leave it open for too long, the bubbles start coming back up. Now, first thing I want to say is don't fear the bubble. The bubble is there to protect the skin underneath. Remember, all these is going to come off. All this top layer is going to come off. That's burned, right? So now what that skin is doing is allowing for the healing of the skin underneath. And the bubble allows for that healing to happen. Okay? All right. So don't feed the bubble. Don't burst the blistered bubble because if you do that, then it prolongs the healing process and you also can create more damage and more scarring to the area. Okay. Um, Again, I am a naturopath. I'm a herbalist. I've been practicing since 2008. Um, but I am not a medical doctor. Now, when you when you check out first aid recommendations, I've done first aid. I've kept my first aid certificate active since 2008, and I'd like to share with you that with the first aid recommendation, all you do with a burn is put it under running cold water, not ice cold, just running cold water for about 20 minutes. And then you bandage it. You try and bandage it with cling wrap to keep, again, that area moist. You don't want to put any bandage that might stick to the burn because when you peel that off, the skin will come off. And you're trying to avoid the skin from breaking. The more intact the skin, the better the healing that happens underneath. Okay, so that's the recommendation for first aid. Now, I have received some comments about putting ice pack, putting ice, putting toothpaste, and a lot of these practices have been done and been passed on through the generations. And I respect those. A lot of people have received benefits from putting the ice and putting the toothpaste. Now, what I have to say is, I am happy that it worked for you guys, but putting ice on a burn, especially if it's a big burn, and this is a big burn, this is not a small burn, it was a really bad burn. If I put ice on that burn, remember that ice emits heat as well. Okay, it's not just cold, it's because it's so cold, it's actually heat that it brings out, and you're just going to aggravate what happens with your burn when you put ice on your burn. So running cold water over your burn is really, really important. Okay, not ice. The other one is I've seen comments on toothpaste. I've heard that a lot. In fact, my mom rang and said you should have put toothpaste on it. Actually, she said first ice pack and then toothpaste. But the thing is, we all use different toothpaste brands. Toothpastes have different ingredients in it, and there are a lot of chemicals in toothpaste. In fact, that's the number one reason why a lot of natural herbalists, naturopaths, people who want to live green don't use toothpaste. They create their own toothpaste because there's a lot of abrasive in toothpaste, there's a lot of chemicals in it. And one of the things that toothpaste can do, and this is in clinical studies as well, is toothpaste can actually block the pore and keep the heat inside. Okay. The other thing that it does is it actually doesn't clean it and disinfect it. So again, I know for a fact that a lot of people have used toothpaste. I remember growing up hearing the stories about toothpaste and even butter on burnt skin, and I respect that. But looking at clinical studies, having done first aid, having helped a lot of people, having cured other burns that I've had in the past, I have to say those are the things that I don't use anymore, because there's a lot of warnings with those. Okay, there's a lot more damage that can happen if you do it the wrong way. And again, if it's a small wound, then it's okay. But this is a big burn. This is a big burn. I've never had a burn this big cooking. This is just ridiculous. So again, to refresh your memory, what happened was I was merely cooking eggs. I have to say I did reuse oil that I cooked pork with. So there was a lot of oil, or it's not my usual just butter on the pan or coconut oil on the pan. Must have been a lot of different oils. Put my egg in, and it was just so hot that the egg splattered, and a piece of the egg literally bandaged my skin, like it stuck to my skin. So I had to go onto the sink, take it out, put the running water in. Okay, so it's one of those that it's hot. You can't just peel off. So I had to put it under running water. So anyway, so that's a story. That's the story of that burn. Now, what I've done, as I said, is use aloe vera. I love aloe vera. Aloe vera is amazing in healing burns, healing wounds, healing cuts, stopping bleeding. It also seeps down 7 layers of your skin. It goes through 7 layers of your skin. So it actually heals deep into your skin. And that's one of the reasons I like using aloe vera. It's not just a Band-Aid remedy. It's remedying the whole area so that your whole skin heals properly. Not just the wound on top, but the ones underneath. Okay? So aloe vera, my choice for that. Honey does the same. Honey has the antimicrobial, antibacterial thing happening as well. Aloe vera does too, but doing the two actually helps really well. Aloe vera, I find that when I put the paper towel bandaging that I do on top of it, it dries up so fast. It absorbs, the aloe vera so fast. But when I put the honey keeps it moist. The honey makes it more difficult for the bandage to absorb everything. So my wound stays moist longer. Again, if you can tolerate it, the cling wrap method, the best, keeps it all moist, keeps it really good, snug, and lets the wound absorb all the aloe vera and all the honey that you put on it. But I just find it very irritating. If I leave it all day, it is really irritating. So I need to keep changing. I do cling wrap, paper towel bandage, cling wrap, paper towel bandage. Now, what was the other thing I wanted to share? Somebody said, do you have ionized water? Yes, I have the Enagic machine. And yes, I have sprayed 11.5 pH. I've actually run this on 11.5. I've also sprayed 2.5 on it. And then I put my aloe vera. So I do use all that. I drink 9.5 pH. I will say that I do the 11.5 as well. But we'll talk about this in the other page where we have more of our Kangen users. And I do all that because 11.5 pH on the skin has a lot of antioxidants in it. So you're not just running it in cold water. In fact, when I said I ran it on cold water, I ran it under beauty water. So in my ionizer, you can use the settings. So I ran it on beauty water, ran it on 9.5. And then now when I'm putting the bandages, I put it under 11.5 first, spray 2.5, 11.5, then the bandage. Okay. So I'm doing all the natural ways to actually heal the wound. I do love hearing the suggestions, so keep them coming. Please, no nasties on the comments. Everyone is sharing their experiences. I actually value personal experience more than written and written knowledge or read knowledge, because a lot of the times people are fast to comment and tell others, oh, that thing doesn't work, when in fact it's worked for them. So please be kind in your comments in my post. It's about learning from each other. It's about sharing what works for us. It's about growing together and being able to build our bodies as naturally and as healthily as possible. Okay, I'm just going to go through some of the comments, if you can bear with me, and I'll just answer some of them. This goes live on my Michelle Jones coaching group as well. Please note that later today, I am going to be talking about healing home remedies, I will say. Sorry, healing is something that I cannot say. But home remedies for issues like arthritis or inflammatory disorders. Okay, arthritis is considered an inflammatory disorder. It's also considered an acidic disorder of the body. So we're going to go through all that. So just going through the comments that I received previously. Just bear with me. Okay, if I can get my Wi-Fi running. Whew. It's quite hot today. If you can see, it's so still. It's quite hot. We usually have amazing breeze here. And for some of you that have seen me do my lives here with my hair flowing, it's because it gets quite windy. But this morning, it is quite warm. Okay. Does it hurt? No, it did on my first day. And that's why I wrapped it. When I first put the aloe vera on, it stung because of the burn. But the aloe vera was quite cool and it was quite good. I did feel the stinging, but it kind of helped me identify whether or not my bandage was on the right spot. When it's not stinging, it meant my aloe vera had slipped down. So I just push it up and then, yep, I feel that it's right on the correct spot because it did sting. It feels uncomfortable right now. It doesn't really sting. I just feel it's uncomfortable. Because I left it open last night, it was a bit wet this morning. Some liquid started steeping out. I'm not going to worry about that again. As I said, I'm just going to start bandaging it again this morning and then keeping the bandage in all day. I might take it off again tonight. The thing is, there's no... I don't think anyone has a hard set rule on things like this. Some will say keep it open, but some will say make sure it doesn't break, so close it. It's a lot of opposing recommendations on a burn. And at the end of the day, you who's treating yourself will see what's happening as you're treating yourself. The only thing that I would suggest is, please, before you put anything on your burn, just double check the ingredients of what it is that you're putting in your burn. Make sure you're not hurting yourself even more. There are opposing recommendations on petroleum jelly as well. One group says, yeah, put petroleum jelly, put it 3 times a day. Another group says, oh no, don't put petroleum jelly. There's even butter, and they go, oh my God, don't use butter, use coconut oil. So there are all these different recommendations, and I would suggest that the more natural the recommendation, the better. When there's so many different ingredients in something, butter. When you get butter and you realize that there are additives in your butter, then all your additives are going onto your skin. I'm one that recommends using natural stuff for everything. So obviously, I stick to the more natural remedies for burns. Natural remedies for burns would be, again, honey, aloe vera, coconut oil is there as well. Now, I had someone recommend lavender oil. Um, I don't have my infused oils here right now. I do have essential oils. I will not put an essential oil directly on my skin. Remember, essential oils can be are quite strong and can actually burn your skin. So don't put essential oils. But yeah, if I had all my infused oils, I had everything from lavender oil, bay, comfrey. I would have used all that, but I don't. So I'm sticking to aloe vera honey. I am creating some extracts for myself to actually just boost my immune system so the healing process is enhanced, and you can do that too. So stuff like Gotu Kola, really amazing because it boosts circulation. It also has antibacterial, antiviral properties in it. Helps your system, helps your skin get better. If Actually, I do have some. I'm gonna combine some calendula. Calendula is amazing for the skin as well. Taken internally, it heals you internally. But hey, I want internal healing, right? We're not wanting just external healing. We want internal healing as well. So those are the things that I would recommend. I can't see who's made a comment here. It says here, what is it? How did you get burned? Ang laki naman. Oh, yeah. So I just shared that one. I got burned by cooking eggs, which has never happened in the past. It's really ridiculous. But you know what? When things happen to you, there are two ways to react to it. One is you get so overwhelmed that it affects you. The second one is you use it as a learning opportunity. And that's what I'm doing with this one, using it as a learning opportunity for myself and for all of you, right? I've never had a burn this big. It's always been like small splatters, and that's easier to deal with. A big burn like this is a little bit more serious. You can see there's the lifting of the skin again. When it's lifting, that means there's a lot of damage underneath. That's what it means. Don't don't be scared of the bubbles. Okay, don't be scared of the bubbles. I'm struggling to see the other comments. I'm gonna type down my responses to the other comments here. My Wi-Fi is not being very nice right now. So actually, let me just see. Do I have my mobile data's on? Let's try that again. If you've got any questions, if you type it right now on this chat, I will see it. So it'll be easier for me to actually answer your questions. Let me just see. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. Really can't see it. So those are the ones that actually came to mind. The comment on the toothpaste, the ice, the comment on coconut oil. Really love that. And all the comments on aloe vera. If I was back in Canberra and I had my two varieties of aloe vera available, the aloe barbadensis and the aloe candelabra, I would use the aloe candelabra, or I would even alternate between the two. Aloe candelabra has been known to have more potent properties. I only have the barbadensis available here, which was great because I just bought that from the flea market a couple of weeks ago. So that was a very lucky buy because I don't have any in my garden right now, which is a great reminder that I need to plant that down there. So see, things like this, great reminders, great teaching opportunity. I will be sharing as well the blue bottles jellyfish. injury that my son and my husband had while we were on the beach and what we did to remedy that. And again, do it naturally. So I hope this has helped you guys. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to know, especially if this has happened to you, what you did to remedy it, or if you've tried a hack that didn't work. I'd love to know. Again, please minimize the comments on, oh, that's not going to work, based on hearsay or something that you've read, um, especially if you're saying to someone that did it, for whom it actually worked. Okay, let's be kind to each other. Let's share our opinions and advice without hurting other people in the process. All right, guys, have a great, great day. And I'm here in Suva, Fiji, and really loving being able to share continuously with you guys, even while I'm over here. Have a great day. Bye.